let's head into takeaways for each of them. For the drama, I think the biggest takeaway for me was creating an immersive environment for people and really building out the world, having the wedding invitation, having the Boston Globe like wedding announcement, having the like our story and like our suggestions for like where to go in the city is like A+ marketing if you're trying to get people immersed in what you're doing because it gives them all these like fun details that like really build out the world, and it also gives people an excuse to go searching for all the Easter eggs that like bring back the marketing to like the movie instead of just like the stars who, might be getting all the attention otherwise. So, think about how your brands can build, worlds with your consumer to get them to know like, hey, yes, you're our target like audience and like you get it because like you went in search of like all these clues and you found them all.
Yeah, my main takeaway for Frida Baby involve people who you're targeting into the campaigning plan in the campaign planning and processing. I get the urge and the excitement of every brand wanting to jump into sort of the virality of humor or the virality of rage baiting or whatever, but sometimes your brand simply does not that fit that box. In no world do I see sexual innuendos going with baby products or anything related to babies. So I just don't think they should have like towed the line here.
Yeah, for me, this is one of those things where it's like you gotta be able to read the room, right? Like we talked about this last week with, the ring thing where it's like people are on high alert because of like anything having to do with surveillance and privacy. And this is like people are also on high alert with anything that has to do with pedophilia and like the Epstein files and just like child sexual abuse. Maybe it met the moment back when they first did it because, this isn't a new campaign, but you have to be reading the room of like where your brand stands at the moment because you don't want to get caught in the crossfire before you've had the chance to like actually respond to this. And then number two, don't be silent about something like this because like people are looking to you for a response, and it's fine to say like, hey, this was a thing that was okay like even 5 years ago. People will say no, it wasn't okay back then, but like it was okay because look how popular your products are and look, people are still buying them. But the point is you got to be ready for a change, and now is the time to do the rebrand. And you can be transparent about that and bring people along in the journey so that like they understand where you're coming from, as opposed to just obscuring what's happening and then making people feel like you actually don't care, or you're just going to keep plowing ahead and do what you're doing because you think that you're right, which I don't think they're right in this instance. Okay, for the Chase Whoop thing, the brand partnerships that you create with other brands reflect back on you. So if you're partnering with a brand that kind of seems like on the tail end of their popularity while you're trying to build up your popularity, you're glomming onto their popularity as well. So I think like brands really have to think about like, hey, is this really where our brand is at? Is this our target audience? Is this what our target audience actually wants? Or do we need to go a different route, right? Because this isn't even a partnership that people were expecting, right? So the fact that you're announcing it as a brand new thing makes people think that like, oh, like this is where you think you are at the moment. So are you reading that moment correctly, or are you kind of missing the mark?
Going off on that, yeah, I mean, look, if you're trying to create like an exclusive premium club, pick a brand that sort of like speaks to that. Uh, and I guess that would sort of elevate your campaign, make it more effective.
Agreed.
Okay, so the Kalshi poly market, the takeaway is they're trying to speak to people in the same language, in terms of where the people are from. So free groceries in New York City, where everything is really expensive, but at the same time, where Zoran Mamdani is talking about and is really after making New York City more affordable. I think it's a smart uh, campaign, and it's offline, which is very telling of the times that we are in, where every company is trying to pitch AI and AI driven. So I think this offline campaign, although it does not sort of resonate with what the larger betting platform does, is to me an interesting way of kind of like reaching new audiences. Although I still don't put the two together, free groceries and betting platforms.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. For me, this kind of read maybe not fully cynical, but definitely calculated. I was like trying to build up goodwill at a time when they're probably facing some regulation that might be coming their way. Another thing here is like, how are you reading the room of like what you're, what people are like talking about? But I guess we have yet to see, if it is going to be successful. Maybe it will, kind of increase their brand awareness, right? Because like you said, there are people that don't know these brands yet or haven't heard about them because they're not as terminally aligned as we are. So maybe for them, it did kind of like hit different because who doesn't want free groceries?